And hello, everyone.
Hey,
Thank you for tuning in to Salty Tonight. We're the only show, one of the only shows,
I hear your dogs.
one of the only shows that broadcast on the East and on the West, two different time zones at the same time. I'm Adam, joined by Terry in Bombay Beach. How's it going, Terry?
The BB. It's good.
Have you had a
BBC.
Have you had a good day there?
So far, yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't have to do anything. So,
nothing.
nothing.
But you always have a pretty stress-free day, don't you?
My existence is pretty stress free. Yeah.
So, but you bring trouble to not trouble, but you have even out in Bombay, you have enemies, don't you?
No, I don't have enemies. It's not that complicated.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
we have a great show tonight. We have a guest coming on at 9:30 and 12:30.
Hmm.
Joe Boy
Yep.
is coming on, and he has a YouTube channel. It's a pretty popular channel that I see, and
Yeah.
so we're going to be
He's been
checking
doing it
that
for a
out.
while, I guess. How many episodes did you say?
At least let's see, Desert Trippin' is his YouTube channel, and right off, I know there was at least volume, I think 79, plus some
Damn.
other entries as well. So we're going to talk to him about that later in the show, and we have a lot of interesting stories. You want to dive right into one of these, Terry?
Yes. So, we
So
have some animal news of the week.
yeah, we're
Um,
big on animals. Now you got
yeah.
a lot of dogs and cats. As you heard here, there's a couple of dogs in
Yeah.
the studio. Now I did put one of the dogs in there, Jack. Jack. I usually put him in the. There's a spare bedroom back there, and he has watched Waterworld. He watched the Michael Jackson documentary, and then he
Of
was
course he did.
watching. He was he was watching The Beach. Is what he was
Oh,
watching.
that's
Yeah.
a good movie. He has good
Now
taste.
it was on sale on Fandango for only $5. So
That's it. Okay, well, I
yeah,
may have to jump on that because it's a really, really good movie.
it is a really, and I have the DVD as well.
Well,
Um,
speaking of water, apparently this week they found alligators in the sewers for real.
now,
So,
now there has been throughout time alligators in the sewer, myth or real. So therefore, this was in I think New York is where the legend kind of originated from.
mhm.
But this story doesn't take place in New
No, it
York.
takes
It
place
takes
exactly
place
where you think it took place.
Florida.
Florida.
So there was a storm pipe that had been kind of stopped up for a while. So they sent what I remember to be a robot down there to see what's possibly causing the ruckus. And you've
Yeah,
got some footage of what come
I
back
do.
with the AI robot,
Yes.
or not AI, but with the robot.
So here is the alligator.
So as you can see, he's going in the a small tube.
Hmm. He looks chill. I mean, if anything, he might be annoyed by the camera.
Now I would wonder not only how did he get here, but is he how lonely is he down there?
Oh, I didn't really think about that. I bet he is
Yeah.
lonely.
Because look at him when he's going around like he's like this robot is chasing me.
Maybe he
Robots
thinks it's
tend
his new friend.
it could be Wally, could be Wally. And but it seems like the way the alligator's like running away, it's like he's wanting friends. He's wanting family. He's tired of this little circular
Well, he's
tubular
a leader,
cage.
though. He's leading the robot. He's not really running from it. He keeps looking back and checking.
That's true.
Oh, well, that wasn't
So I
happy.
mean, I guess we'll never know. But that's down in Florida, and that's what they found looking back at them. So do you think when they sent that down in there that that's what they were expecting?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. It probably didn't surprise them, being Florida, that you find an alligator in the sewer.
Yeah. Now, have
Probably
you
kind
been
of
down there
expect it.
before?
In Florida or the sewer?
Either one.
I've been to Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was down there a couple years back in 2022. Um, Jake shot a movie down there, and I was lucky enough to be a part of it. But one of the assistant directors, I think, driving to get something, came back, and the front bumper of their car was like torn off because they had hit an alligator that was crossing the road. And that's a common thing down there, just to see, I guess.
Like how well, back home, I've hit deer, and back in Virginia and Tennessee, I've hit a lot of deer.
So deer here,
So,
in Virginia are very similar to what you would, crocs or alligators, I guess. What about
wow.
out there? Coyotes? What do you have running around out there?
Yeah, but they don't really come down to the road. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never really seen any animals get hit, to be
Okay.
honest. Dogs, I mean, dogs will get on the highway, but as far as wild animals, they
Not any
kinda
like you can
keep
think
to
of.
themselves.
Okay. Right. Right.
They're respectful.
Now I did hit a deer back in the fall. It was during a raining time, and it just kind of ran right in front of me. And as you know, sometimes it's a split-second decision, and you can't move out of the way. You can't. There was an oncoming truck, so it was like either go into the truck, hit the tail end of the deer. I hit the tail end of the deer. So,
It's
and I
not
was
as damaging to your car as you would expect.
no,
Like, I've
it
never
actually
broken the
wasn't.
windshield, at most, maybe a dent. They pretty much just roll off the car. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
they
not good
do.
for them, but as far as a car, you're probably gonna be okay.
Well, we have a little deer that I see every single day, and
Do you feed it?
I tried to get that close to it yesterday morning, and I probably got about 3 feet away because
Oh,
I kept on making a little sound as I was going toward it, and I was going, deer, 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 deer,
that's like
deer.
for the
Yeah.
cats. That's the deer
So,
call.
but and then I was doing my hands kind of like your dad did with that soap
Like a
that time.
fly.
Yeah, but I was doing it slowly. I don't know why, but I was walking deer, 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 deer. And once I got like, about 3 or 4 foot, it just took off quickly. But I think if I over time do it slowly, because I see it every single day.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
You
over
can you'll
time,
you'll win it over.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So we have another, what's the next story we have for tonight?
Well, that speaking of Florida, because not all Floridians, but always a Floridian, um, is this dude. Do you wanna tell the
Yes.
story?
Yes. Now, this is Pizza for Pythons. A Florida eatery trades pies for dead snakes. Now, that's the pizzeria owner right there, Dustin Crumb. And he looks like he's, a
He looks
crumb
like
bag.
yeah.
He's a Wild Man's Pizza, Pasta, and Python in Everglades City is accepting dead Burmese pythons in exchange for a free large specialty pizza. So he bills himself as the first businessman in the world to accept python as currencies, as he was inspired by the ongoing Florida Python Challenge. And we spoke about that Python Challenge a few weeks ago, if you think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we did.
Now this guy right here, Dustin, he does look like somebody that he does this just for fun. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, no, he totally does.
I think even if it wasn't, I mean, he really wants to win this Python challenge, and I can't remember the exact requirements. But if I was a gambling man, which I'm not, but if I were, my money is on Dustin Crumb of Wild Man's Pizza.
Justin Crumb, that name. Do you think that's really his name?
He's the Billy Denham of Florida, Dustin Crumb,
Well, Billy Denham is
one of a
I don't know.
kind.
He is one of a kind, yeah. But I guess if there is a Florida Denham, it's him.
But let me tell you a little bit more information about Dustin.
Okay.
So
Damn, look
Dustin
at that
Crumb,
skin.
he makes full uses of the snakes, turning fat into oils, creams, and soaps, bones into jewelry, and even experimenting with python as a topping.
Ew,
Yeah,
so you get a pizza, it might have python on it.
python topping. Oh, yum. He describes the flavor as gamey but good, and he also offers iguana topped slices. So he's all into putting the wildlife into these pizzas and stuff.
Clearly.
Yes.
I mean,
So
everybody has a passion, I guess.
Yes. So yeah, there seems to be up to 300,000 snakes that are devastating local wildlife in the Everglades. So that's kind of why this Python challenge is even taking place to begin with.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
Dustin
mean,
Crum,
I would if I had a python, I would trade it for pizza. That sounds like a good deal.
but minus the iguana and python toppings, just a regular
Probably
pizza.
just a regular cheese, maybe pepperoni, but then,
Yeah,
you might get a specialty pizza.
you never really know.
You
So
never
yeah,
do know.
Dustin Crum, if I had a hat on,
So
I
if
would
you're in
take it on
Florida,
too.
what city was this?
This was in I think it's Everglades City. Um, it's called Wild Man's Pizza.
Okay.
Well, it's called Wild
Well,
Man's
so if you're
Pizza,
in
Pasta, and
Everglades
Python.
City,
So it even says Python in the title. Wild Man's Pizza, Pasta, and Python.
damn. I mean, I would if I lived there, I would 100% go and talk to him
I
just to
would
get a
too.
picture. Yeah.
Well, we always liked, and we've mentioned it many times throughout the years, but pizza movers, and so we're
Yeah.
always up to try new pizza.
Yeah. I mean, Pizza Movers did have the best pizza. I mean, you got to
Right?
imagine it was like an extra large pizza, and it was in what, 3 slices, so a third
Yeah.
of an extra large. And
Yes.
maybe you can dig up the picture of me
Yeah. There's a
holding. You can't even
picture.
see my head. It covers my whole head.
Well, there's also a picture that you have. It's just of the pizza on a paper plate, a regular paper plate.
Mhm.
And the pizza,
You can't even
there's
see the
like
plate.
you can't see the plate. And the slices weren't that expensive. What, like $2 or
It was
$3?
$3 for a slice of pizza and a soda.
And their hours were 10 a.m. until 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That was their hours.
They were pretty much always open.
Yeah, always open.
Yeah.
So what's this next story we have for tonight?
Well, in honor of the famous raccoon Jimothy, I came across an article where they seem to be domesticating themselves, raccoons, in the same
Okay.
way that cats once did. They're realizing that, oh, humans aren't so bad. We hang out with them, we get food and attention. And so, I get it. Give me 1 second. Should have had this up.
Now, until you get that queued up, Jimothy is kind of like what spawned this, and he's a short-spined raccoon from Seattle, who's went massively viral within the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So, Jimothy has a cognitive condition like short spine syndrome that gives him a distinctive, compact, almost square or mutant-like body shape, smaller and rounder than a typical raccoon, with a gait that can compare to a large ape or cryptid. Despite the
Yes.
unusual appearance, Jimothy, the experts say that he is thriving, adapting, and living independently in an urban environment.
Okay. And yes, everybody I think at this point knows who Jimothy is. I hope. If you
I hope
haven't,
so.
you've been living under a porch like a raccoon for the last week.
Unlike Jimothy. I think Jimothy, I honestly, I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to step out on a limb
And
and
this is not
say
Jimothy, but this is a cute
no.
little raccoon right
But
here.
I think Jimothy secretly is getting a lot of, he likes this attention.
You think he does? You
Yeah,
think he's aware of how much attention?
because he's been overlooked. He's been the well, quote, underdog or under raccoon his entire life.
Under raccoon.
He's not been able to like thrive. Well, he's thrived, but no one else, he's been the one that they've left behind. Well, forget Jimothy. He can't
Mhm.
keep up. He doesn't look like the rest of us. And now Jimothy is getting the accolade that he's due, and I'm glad. I'm really glad you brought that to the forefront. I think this show has helped Jimothy go viral even on the East Coast.
Definitely to a different group of people that
Yes.
may not have known who he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known had it been not been for Terry.
No.
Terry, the lover of animals, so always
I
bringing
do
animal news.
I do like the animal news. They're fun, they're innocent. They're not corrupted, most of them.
They're
Cats are
pure.
questionable, but they're not corrupted by society.
No, no, they're
They just do
pure.
their thing and they don't really ask anything of us. If anything, we're the bad guys.
Yes, I
There
would
was a
agree.
video earlier where these kids were swimming and a drone was above. I don't know who had the drone, but it didn't matter. And there was a shark, a pretty large great white shark right underneath
Yeah,
them swimming. Um, and it's like, we're the one impeding on their privacy. We're
yeah,
going into places we don't belong. We don't belong in the sea. That's not our business. It's really not. I don't understand this. I,
fascination.
yeah, it's kind of like the guy, the buffalo. Did you see last week? It was another thing that went kind of viral. This guy was trying to get too close to a buffalo and it chased him and like bumped him and threw him. Like threw him in the air. The guy
I mean,
lived, but
I mean, here's my thought: is
what do you
what
expect?
I mean, what do you expect if I go up and try to pet a lion and it bites my hand off? What
Yeah,
do I
it's not
expect?
it's kind of on you at that point.
And I don't mean to be insensitive, but it was like many
No, I
years
mean to be
ago.
insensitive. I
Well,
don't if you're doing this.
many years ago, when that lady brought the chimpanzee home and it tore
Mhm.
somebody's face off, I feel bad for the lady, but what did you expect?
Well, it tore her friend's face off, not hers. So, actually, the lady went over to visit her friend who had the chimp, and I guess it just, like, was being protective, and it flipped out and ripped her friend's face off.
Well, here's what I don't know if this part of it's true, and if true, if this is true, then shame on the lady and the chimpanzee. Is that the friend was more attracted than the lady, and the lady put the chimpanzee up to doing that, saying, "I'm jealous of her looks. Let me take her face off." And I think that was low.
Oh, did you see her after, though? Like, they put the
No,
face back on? Don't look it up. You'll freak out because you
it's
have, like
no. I have a sensitive
it's rough.
stomach, and despite my harsh jokes sometimes, I do have a heart of
Do
fake
you?
gold. Yes.
Fool's gold.
Fool's gold. Yes, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
But so
I don't know. You are a lot more caring than you try to let on, and yeah, I get it.
I mean, I'm more caring off air, like on air. It's on air, but
You think it's a character? Really?
yeah, not what you.
No, you. I know
Yes,
you pretty well, and I mean, you are nice, but if somebody rubs you the wrong way, you can be an asshole.
I can be, and I have
Yeah,
been.
very easily.
So yeah, but I,
Yeah.
I've not yet let that out on this show. So.
Oh, have
So
you not? Really? I guess you haven't. Usually I'm the one that is a little too blunt.
yeah. So you brought up the raccoon, and what was your
Well, I was like, would you risk bringing a raccoon in, if they become domesticated? Because
what
right
me
now most people look
personally,
at
or
them,
would I
yeah, would you get a
or would
pet
I?
raccoon?
I mean, I wouldn't. But the reason that I wouldn't is because I think that, I would be afraid that if I had that cereal, Cookie Crisps, that the raccoon would get up there in the cabinet and take it and then open
So?
the box and start eating my cereal.
So you would be mad that it was eating your food,
I wouldn't be mad, but that's what my concern would be.
that the raccoon's gonna eat your cereal.
Because I go through different stages. Like sometimes I'll just eat cereal for like, you know, 4 straight weeks. I'll have nothing but cereal, and then I'll go, and then I'll eat nothing but vegetable soup for a week or two. I'll eat the same thing for weeks at a time, just
Yeah.
so I don't have to devote that time into like what I think about food. I could. I'm not. I don't
Well, right
like
now
eat.
you're doing fasting though, right? You were telling me
It's
that
starting
you're doing a
tomorrow.
2-day
It's
fast.
I do,
Oh,
well the 2 days over, but I'm starting the. I think I'm going to do a 5 day.
Jesus Christ, 5
Yeah, but
days.
I need to start it on a Sunday because I eat less on a Sunday anyway. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and
So
then
next Wednesday, you're gonna be, like, pretty hangry.
I should be. I
Okay,
should be.
good. That could make for a good show.
I mean, I will be drinking water, and I will be drinking some tea, like maybe some black tea and some green tea.
I was gonna say unsweet tea, though.
Yeah, unsweet. Yes. So I mean, I
Mm.
do have like for tonight. I do. Well, I don't even know if I'll drink it, but I do have one last frappuccino. And but I always have my like. Do you drink a lot of water living out there in the desert? I always have a bunch of
No,
water. No.
no, not enough. I mean, I get my water in the form of coffee,
Yeah.
which doesn't count. Most people would say it doesn't count, but
No,
so
you
yeah, I don't
brew.
drink enough just pure water
You drink what? Just black coffee with a little creamer, or no?
with a little creamer. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's this color, so it's clearly
Right.
it's
Right.
got creamer. I've tried the
So
black coffee, um, but I can't get into it.
now, would you? What do you think about the raccoon? Would you have a raccoon as your pet?
100%.
Yeah.
I've looked online to try to find illegal dealers to get one now.
Now,
Like
if
somebody
you
that's had
ever,
raccoon babies. I would go get it tomorrow if I could find one.
no, if you ever find an illegal dealer of either hedgehog or the
Yes.
raccoon, you must be like, let me record you, but I'll blur your face out and make your voice like that robotic voice.
Oh my god. Yeah, if nobody has ever seen that and you need a really good laugh, you should go watch. It was a segment on Live at the Purple Onion, right? It's
Yeah,
a Zach
it's a
Galifianakis special from like
yeah.
20 years ago or something.
Yeah,
Well, 15.
2006. It is one of the extras on the DVD. I don't have that DVD actually, to be honest with you.
Oh, that surprises me that you don't, considering you went to the show.
Yes, no, I bought the DVD, but I don't. It's somehow
Oh,
one of the very few things that's got
maybe
lost.
that'll be your Christmas gift.
That would be a good one. That would be a
Yeah,
good one. Now we do have a guest coming on in
we
just a
do
few
have a guest.
moments. Now, he's tuned into the show a couple of times.
Hmm.
And he has a YouTube channel that seems to it's got a lot of traffic and it seems to specialize in um, the West Coast a lot. I'm going to it right now to get it pulled up there.
Yeah, he does a lot of interviews and videos out here. That's how I know him. He does a lot of, I mean, his channel is called Desert Tripping. And so, yeah, he's met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah, now he has some videos on there. Now, if you're from the Bombay area, road to Bombay, he's like leaving Bombay, which was just a month ago, and
Hmm.
I don't want to watch too many of them, but I don't. I mean, I don't mind to watch those. I'm going to watch some in some other places because I am coming out to Bombay. Um, the show's so popular that three people in Bombay have requested for me to come for a meet and greet out there.
Have
So
they?
no,
I was gonna say they don't. I live here and nobody's requested to meet
no,
me.
no. Well, if you had to say, do most people in Bombay like that know you like you?
Yeah, they act
Okay,
like they do. I don't. Who knows?
yeah.
I know I
Well,
get more likes when they don't. I get more
right.
views.
Well,
Yeah.
I am very excited to come out there. I'm very excited. I'll be probably in October, and I did notice, and I'll talk to you about this off air, that there is a part-time radio job in Palm Springs.
So you should get that
So
job.
so I thought about that.
You should take the chance. Go for
Yeah.
it.
So I would love to do that.
Yeah, you would do
So
good in Palm Springs.
now I was looking at Palm Springs, and how big is it? I really couldn't tell from the pictures.
I don't know. I don't know what the population is.
Like it seemed like a pretty decent sized city, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's more to do. There's restaurants, there's shopping, there's a couple of casinos in the area.
Yeah. Do they have concerts and stuff there, or no? Is
Yeah.
it not?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where we went to see Sheryl Crow recently. Um, I don't know if you remember the story where, and actually that might not have been Palm Springs, where Robin was telling you that I had taken some LSD that was over
Yes.
there. That was a casino
Okay, so
So
good
it's right
times.
down the road. Good times. Good
So
times
good
to be
times
had.
in Palm Springs are to be had. Now we
Yes.
have Joe just joined in, so we're going to bring him live on the show.
All righty.
Hello, Joe.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Very
It's
well. How about
good.
yourself?
It's so cool being on here, and it's a hard act to follow when you come on after a python.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. What was his name? Dustin Crum.
Yeah, yeah.
This
Yep.
Yeah,
is so fake.
he's a tough act to follow. So Joe, I'm Adam. This is Terry. Thank you for joining us tonight. So tell us a little bit about your channel. I was looking over it the last day or so, and I love what you've done. But tell us a little bit about it. What got you into doing it, and what your goal is for your channel.
We only have about 10, 15 minutes, but I could go on for hours. Basically, this is my hobby, and I'm actually an advertising creative director, art director by trade. And that industry has been changing over the last decade. And the word creative is sort of started to mean different things. So um, it feels like there's fewer places where you can be creative and you have more limitations and more restrictions. And so the channel was my catharsis to sort of have something fun as an outlet to just be creative with. And I found myself, I have a son who lives in Nevada, and he's a great kid, and he has some emotional issues. He's a sweet person, but he's got some challenges. So the more time I can drive out to see him, it's good for him and it's good for me. But it's a boring. Can I swear?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a boring fucking drive on the 15 all the way out to Vegas
Okay.
from Los Angeles area. So I started doing this thing where I would see a different off ramp every time I went, and I'd go, "What's over there?" And I would just turn off and look around. And I was doing that for a while with my still camera and just getting into photography. And then a friend told me, I think it was like 2018, hey, look at all these vlogs, and these are kind of cool things on YouTube. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. And I realized my iPhone is a pretty good video camera. And that episode 1 was just me. I saw an old abandoned billboard with some graffiti on it. And I said, I'll go and film that. So I just started blabbing away. And that was kind of the first, initial voyage. And I realized it was about searching and curiosity, like just entertaining yourself and always
Right.
looking around the next turn or the next bend. And that's kind of been my North Star for it.
Well,
But
I noticed that you had started this, 6 years ago?
I think it's 7. I just
7?
when I sent you that link to the first video,
Yeah.
it said posted on July 21st, 2019. And I'm like, that's the exact day that it is
Wow,
today.
7 years.
Yeah.
That is
So
crazy.
like,
That is crazy.
yeah, one day,
Now,
7 years and 1 day ago.
wow, that's amazing. And I noticed that now, where do you don't have to say if you don't want to, but where do you mainly like live in what region out there? Are you in California? Are you in
Yeah. Basically
Nevada?
the greater LA area. We were in Woodland Hills originally.
Okay.
When I came from San Francisco, where I grew up, and that's a fun story because, I know you guys are both a lot younger than me, and I feel like you probably think I'm younger than I am, but I'm actually 68.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so I'm ancient, and that's kind
I
of
would
Well,
not have thought that. No, I would not have thought that.
No, not at all.
it's kind of a double-edged sword because I feel younger, and I feel like when I'm talking, I'm perpetually 35 or 40 or something.
Yeah.
But then when I stop and think, wait, I'm not really 35 or 40. I'm 60 fucking 8, and then it's like, it sets in on you and you're like, holy shit, like I shouldn't be acting like this, it's not right.
No, you definitely should.
You should. Now,
Yeah.
you obviously don't, do you feel what you thought 68 would feel like when you were younger?
when I was a kid, when I was like in third or fourth grade, Catholic school in San Francisco, they said, write a little paper about the future. And I remember the opening line of my paper was, I will live to the ripe old age of 37.
Oh,
Because I was like, what, 12 or something? And I thought, 37 is an old dude, you know?
sounds old. Yeah.
Every year after 37 was a bonus year for me. So
Yeah. So you far have extended what you thought when you were
I
younger.
know.
So that's always
Yeah,
good.
no, I know. I feel very lucky that, you know, I mean, health is one that, you know, I can talk to you kids because I got a few miles on you, but one thing you'll notice, you're probably starting to notice it now, is that when you get together with friends, things you didn't talk about before, like nighttime peeing habits or, you know, diet things or that boil on your toe start to become everyone's, you know, medical problems take over half the conversation, and it just gets worse basically. So
Yeah.
you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, I've been around around people when that it's went into that kind of conversation before.
Yeah.
And I have thought, oh great, this is what we have. But I love that you're doing what you're doing. We had no idea. No, we had actually discussed before the show. We were like, how old do you think Joe is?
I
And
said 50.
we said early 50s.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had no idea. So Terry, do you have anything you want to mention to
I'm
Joe?
just curious because, I've been out here since 2019 in the Imperial Valley. And that's how I knew of you because we had kind of run into the same people. I was living out in the slabs and I'd seen a lot of your interviews that you had done. I think Builder Bill was the first episode that I watched. I was just curious, like what is your favorite or most memorable experience out here? Because for me, the desert has been very healing. It's been like I found out things about myself that I did not realize.
That's probably you found the hardest question to ask me because I often think about that and it changes, you know, but I'd say if I had to pick one location or one series, I'd have to fight between Slab City, Bombay Beach, and the one that is really popular, but I don't go to it that often is Barker Ranch because of the whole Charles Manson vibe there.
Oh,
Okay.
That one,
Yeah.
that's got the most views, and I actually made some friends through that video. There's a guy named Stoner Van Houten, and
That's a good
he's,
name.
you know, my wife thinks you're crazy for hanging around with those Manson people, but they're, you know, it's really like they're not mass murderers. They're just true crime fans who are sort of like interested in that whole genre.
Right.
And you go to a gathering with them and they're all just nerds who have a different, you know, interest than, you know, like robot people or computer nerds or whatever. They're just interested in true crime. So,
Right.
you know, if you let down, I've learned that you can go into some of the scariest places, and if you're kind and good, usually it'll get you further than if you go in there being paranoid or mean or something. But you still have to keep your guard up and you have to protect your own ass, basically, wherever you go. That's what I've learned. Because I think in the beginning, I took a lot of risks, and some of the funnier videos on my channel, I can think of one where I was looking for the ghosts of Carlos Castaneda's witches, and supposedly they all disappeared on the day after he died, and they had a death pact that they were going to exit the world together, and they had left behind clues that they were going to go to Death Valley, to this cave, to this old mine, and a lot of people thought they were there, and I went out to kind of walk around. And it's really hot and dangerous out there. And I'm usually by myself. So I went walking out to this dune from where I parked, and it looked like it was maybe a mile or two off in the distance.
Uh-huh.
I was walking, and like 2 hours later, it was still the same distance away.
Oh, wow.
And now it's getting darker, and the wind is picking up. And I started imagining, you know, like those what are they? Those dire wolves and things out there howling in the wind and stuff. It was
Yeah.
pretty spectacular. But I've learned that, when I used to not bring enough water with me, and I would take a chance and go down too far. So I've learned I need to kind of be a little safer about what I'm doing out there, because I'm probably setting a bad example for other people too,
Right.
It is risky. People
Yeah.
really don't think about that when you're out there by yourself. If it's 100, 110 degrees,
Yeah.
you have to be very careful. Like, you have to set alarms to drink water, because you'll be out exploring and stuff like that, and it can happen quick.
And I get all excited, like if you see something really beautiful, and I'm running around taking pictures and stuff, and then I need another take on that, or I need a B-roll thing of this, and you lose track of time, and before you know it, like, how do I get back to my car again? It's
Yeah,
like,
that's another thing, is everything looks the same.
yeah.
So if you
Exactly.
can't see something,
Yeah, you
to
get
kind
very
of mark
disoriented.
it. Yeah.
I know you guys have other topics, and I could come back another time, but I had questions for you guys too.
Yeah, I do have
Okay.
something else.
Yeah, the
that I
Clown
wanna-
Motel.
That I
The
do
Clown
wanna-
Motel.
Yeah, the Clown Motel. That's been a big topic. Terry's mentioned it. I know her friend Bill has mentioned
I
it.
heard you say you want to go to the Clown Motel.
Where is it?
It's in a town called Tonopah or Tonopah. I think it's Tonopah, Nevada. It's
Okay.
near Reno. It's between Reno. Wait, I know Reno is kind of adjacent to it, but if you go up the 395 for me, past Lone Pine, and then you kind of veer off to the right, and you just head out through more beautiful desert. It's a lot of crazy stories out there, and the whole town has other cool stuff there too. Like there's a old hotel called the Mizpah, Mizpah, and it's got a lot of great ghost stories. And it's like, you can have a drink in the bar. They have a really cool steakhouse in the basement. They have ghost tours there. But the Clown Motel is next level fun. And next door to the Clown Motel, did you see that 3 video series I did last November, I think? I took Mrs. Desert tripping with me, and I played a practical joke on her where, we went to our room, and then while she was sleeping, I had brought this crazy looking clown costume with makeup and stuff. And while she was sleeping, I put it all on, and I was going to scare her by putting all the cameras and waking her up. And of course, when I shook her, I talked to her in my voice. So she kind of knew it was me when she opened her eyes, and she was like,
No, which one was that in during the Clown Motel series?
The Motel series, the Haunted Graveyard. We were looking for Big
So
Bill.
part
Big
3.
Bill. Yeah, you see it?
Yep, I see it right now. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I'll give that one a watch.
So most of the videos started out as just discovering, going out and pointing in a direction and seeing what's there and letting the episode write itself. But some of them, like that one, I had an idea of what I was going to do. So I didn't want to have too many rules with the video, with the channel. So sometimes I'll have a little more of a plan. But I've overstayed my
No, I mean,
No.
If you've got, we just
You
kind
have
of
time
planned
for one
in
more
case.
question?
Yeah.
No, there's no exact set
We
time.
don't really.
We just
All right.
we don't have a hard time to be out. We just kind of give a time so the guest kind of knows, but we can always go longer. So
And
yeah,
then-
what did you have to ask?
I also wanted to tell you guys that that's what I love about your channel, is that when I heard about it, I think you guys were doing a thing about the Bombay Angels and the stickers and stuff. And I guess you and your 2 accomplices are the 3 angels. And I'm very proud that on that one sign that leads into the playa, your sticker and my sticker are kind of next to each other. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, on the grain sign?
Yeah, right on the same thing. But I was going to say what I love about your channel is that watching it is kind of like hanging out in a living room with you guys, and you're just bullshitting and kind of have some funny questions and kind of getting to the heart of things. And even though they aren't important things. They're serious things that actually have real life importance because they're insights into, how people think and how we're all wired. And I felt like you guys have a long history, even though I have to admit, I don't know your backstory. It sounds like you guys might have gone to high school together or grew up in the same town at some point.
Well, we did grow up in the same town, kind of. Same area.
Yeah, we grew up with
Virginia.
both in Virginia, like one town away from one another. So maybe, 15, 20 miles at most.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Terry and I didn't meet until October of 2003.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was 23, or she was 19.
No,
I was
I was
20.
going to say you were 23.
I was
Yeah.
23. She was 19. And, we just kind of hit it off for a while. She first came on to the radio show that I had. And that's kind of how we first met. She called into the radio show. One time we got her to go inside a Walmart, turned every radio to the radio channel we were on, and she did. And then later on, she came to the movie theater that I worked at. And then we kind of went out for, this is the quick version, but we went out for about 7 years. And then we were married for about a year.
A year and a half.
Oh,
You count
just
you
throw
count
that
the
in there,
divorce.
huh?
Yeah.
And, I had that pretty much annulled, I guess. And,
I don't think you
and
could get
then,
it annulled.
and then like, years later, we've pretty much maintained a small presence in each other's life.
Yeah.
And then we started just doing the shows. We did them randomly before. But Terry was always involved in the radio show when we did the show up in DC for a while and in Kentucky. And then we just started
Yeah,
doing
he's
it.
been doing this as long as I've known him.
Yeah.
He's had some kind of show. I mean, that's how I met him, was through his
Yeah,
radio
yeah.
show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good chemistry, and the fact that you were married for a year, not going to pry, but the fact that you guys still have a good relationship, seems like your relationship is as good as a lot of married couples I know now, better actually, because a lot of married couples don't seem to communicate that well with each other,
Well, I think we were kind of always meant to be friends. I think we were just young, and that kind of happened,
Yeah.
as it does. And then you get older and you're like, okay, honestly, I always say it's because we're too much alike.
And there was a lot of
And that
excitement.
doesn't work in relationships a lot.
No, there was a lot of excitement always with Terry and I. Like, we always had fun projects going. Like, we always had the radio show. We filmed this zombie movie that we'd worked on. I mean, there was always seems like some kind of interesting project that we had because we lived in a small town. So there wasn't a lot to do, but it seemed like we always made things to do. And we didn't drink. We didn't really, do drugs or anything like that. But it seemed like we always kept busy doing something interesting and fun. Don't you think so, Terry?
Well,
Yeah.
if you live 20 miles apart in different towns, you're saying you wound up living when you're married in a small town.
We lived
No.
right outside of DC when we were
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'd moved up to DC in like 2005. I'd gotten a radio job there. And then Terry moved. Well, actually, she moved 5 years after. We did long distance relationship.
To the day we
Yeah.
found out, because I went back and looked at like posts or something, like a memory will come up. And I figured out when we met, because I went to the movie theater to watch Kill Bill Volume 1. And I went the weekend it was released. And it just so happened to be exactly 7 years to the day
Yeah, 7 years.
that we moved to DC.
So 2003 you met.
The end
How
of
long-
2003, and we
How long
moved to
until you got
DC.
married?
I'm trying to remember. Isn't that terrible that I can't remember what our
Where,
anniversary would have been? I want to say it was September 25th for some reason.
it was September. It was yeah, probably right. It was late September of 2010.
So
And
7 years
then-
later, you got married after meeting. And then you said 7 years to the day, another thing happened?
That's when I moved. He was already living in DC. He had gotten a job there. And so I was still living in Southwest Virginia.
That's really weird. Like the number 7 came up 3 times. It's been 7 years since I started Desert Trip, and you got married after 7 years, and 7 years to the day you moved. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just did my 7th summer
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
moved here in 2019, and I've been full time since.
I feel like I could keep going, and I have a lot more questions, but
No,
Oh,
that's
go ahead.
fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
well, is there anything that's off limits?
No,
No.
that's one of our rules. And if it is, we'll be like, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
would have to really try to embarrass or upset us.
Well, you know, tell me if because I know that in Slab City, I have a lot of friends, and sometimes those friends have beefs with each other, and it gets a lot of drama. You know, then like, are you on Team Blue or Team Yellow or, you know, whatever. But I was curious when I met you, Terry. I think I knew you through the group of people we all know, but I know you're friends with Wana Wander, right? Wanda.
Oh, yes, Wanda. Yeah.
And I think when I first met you in person, it was Special Ed's memorial service at the Ponderosa, right?
That probably would have been correct.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what year would that have been? 21 maybe?
Was it 2 years ago?
Was it?
I think so.
I've been here. I bought this place, just had my year anniversary of buying this place
Yeah.
in Bombay Beach. So, yeah, it could have been at any point.
That was my question, though. My question was, when I met you, you and I had talked because of your old car with all those mushroom people on it.
Yes. Yes.
I remember you were telling me the name of the artist. And
It's Von John, by the way,
Yeah,
if you
right,
want to
right.
follow. Yeah.
right.
He's a really good artist.
Yeah. And that was cool. And that was
He
in,
did this tattoo, actually, this past year.
he did that?
The Biennale fish. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, 2 years ago. Yeah.
So he still comes through.
He did. He was here for the Biennale, and I was like, he did this tattoo of the mushroom, little
Uh-huh.
fairy mushrooms. Yeah, he's done a few of mine.
Well, anyway, you helped give me his information. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you saw that video where I showed your car and stuff. There's a whole little segment on it. I think it was like 2 summers ago. But you had that souvenir store, right, where the city sign is with the little metal sculpture or something in the heart
Yeah.
of town, I guess. And then you left. But I was always curious. It's like, did you just say I want to go move to the beach now, or I feel like Bombay Beach is a little more up my alley, or
I
'cause
liked
you were
it here.
pretty well
It is a little
established.
more up my alley. I like having the AC.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like having power. I mean, doing this out there, it would have killed my batteries.
Yeah.
You cannot run an AC. You've got to have a generator if you do.
Yep.
And
they
Robin,
can.
who's on here, you may also know her. She lived out there for quite a while.
Yep. And you have a bar and a restaurant and a store.
Yeah, I had exactly. I like it a lot better just because it's more comfortable. And I
Yeah,
kind of was just done
yeah,
with being uncomfortable.
yeah.
And since I had the option, I started looking for a place in Bombay Beach probably in like 22, maybe right after COVID. And actually, Bill, who you mentioned, I almost bought a place that he ended up buying. And that's my biggest regret, is not buying it then. But I finally, this place came up. And
Bill Sandell?
Bill Sandell, he owns a couple properties out here. And one of his, I looked at right before he bought it.
I love Bill.
And was
Bill
like,
is a good guy.
he really is. And he is talented.
Yeah.
You're pretty close to him in the LA area. Have you ever been to his studio?
He has a studio down. I'm up in Ojai.
At the brewery. He's got one in the brewery.
It would take me a few hours to get to that part of town with traffic and stuff. I'm pretty isolated up here. My in-laws bought a place out here, and our plan was always to relocate eventually. And then we realized a few years into it that we had not even looked at houses, and that's how we wound up here. We started looking here. In order to get a place, you have to sell your place and then look at for one. Adam's looking at the clock.
No, I was looking
We're
to see
probably
how
looking
many
at viewers. Yeah, I look at
Yeah, I was
it'll
looking
show
to-
like
I was-
viewers
I was
corner.
refreshing to see the viewers. We've had quite a few tonight, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
pleased.
But no, you were gonna ask something about the gift shop. Oh,
Yeah,
about leaving when I finally left. I was just done.
I mean, didn't you have a whole system of suppliers where you got the little items from and the whole supply chain?
Some of it, yeah, the jewelry. I had people that would basically sell it to me and then, on consignment. And so I would sell it for them.
So
And
did
so there was
somebody
stuff
else
like that.
take over your old, was it a camp? Did you own it or were you just,
No, you don't really own land
Yeah.
out there. And so I left and this lady kind of took it over.
okay.
And I haven't been out there since. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just
I
ready.
think I'm overdue. I haven't been able to go exploring for a while because, like I said, in real life, I have the art direction and creative direction work, and I'm in the latter part of my career. So the fact that I'm so busy is I'm kind of lucky. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to really make the most of all those things right now. But then it also keeps you from being out on the road or going out
Right.
and making a new video or something. So I'm editing a few things of footage I had from before, but I'm way behind on video. So if anyone
Yeah.
from Trippin is watching, I have a few things in the works.
So when was the last time that you were out at the slabs?
At the slabs I was in Bombay Beach for Biennale, which is like 15 miles away from Slab City, maybe 20 miles.
I think it's like 20.
I don't think I went up into the slabs on that trip though. That was in April. So I think my last time was probably last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a run out to see Kaz because he has the same black Element that I have, Honda Element, and
Yeah, he
went
goes
out-
to the little Element get-togethers.
he bought all these spare parts for it, and then he had some issues, so he was trying to make some money back. So I bought, some of those parts still at a great price for me, but at a discount, and he could recoup some of the money he had into it. So I loaded up on a few parts when I had to go. I went out there and hung out with him. I went to the range. The range was cool. But
It's
Did you go
definitely
down?
unique in its thing. He never got to come out here when I lived there, but I do think Adam didn't. I think it's something that he would enjoy. It's quirky.
it's a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah. It
Well,
is.
I've seen many videos, and Terry sometimes she would go live from her phone, like at the range. So I
Yeah.
saw like some live videos sometimes, and I know it's not the same as being there. So I do want to check it out when I come out there.
Yeah.
But it looks like Mad Max land out there.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
really does.
I wanna check out a barbecue. You said your old car got put up in Carhenge, right, Terry?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of them. I think there's like about 5 now.
That's all.
Maybe they do one every year. Well, I guess there may be more.
Yeah.
This would have been my first winter, because they have the rave right before the Biennale here.
Oh.
So that would have been February of 2020, which wasn't a huge turnout because that's right when COVID happened.
Yeah.
Like I showed up right like 6 months before COVID. So the majority of my experience here has been due to that.
Yeah.
I might not have stayed as long as I did if it hadn't just been convenient for the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're kind
So-
of self-isolated out there with a closed community, so.
Yeah, but not like that I know of. Nobody actually got COVID out there either.
Yeah.
That was the weird thing, is it just kind of, I don't know if it was the heat, if it couldn't exist in the heat. I don't know.
Heat probably doesn't help it,
But so when you come out here, do you just visit or do you stay for a while? Do you camp? You said you have an Element, so
I can sleep in my Honda Element. The last couple of times I've just parked at Kaz's camp. He has a flat area on that little mound of his, and I'll sleep in there. The last time I was there, his neighbor was playing crazy music really loud until 5 a.m, and I couldn't fall asleep, so I wound up just leaving at like 3:30 in the morning or something.
Oh, gee.
And I told him about it. He goes, I forgot the dude's name. He goes, "Oh, that's just Bill or Mike or something. He does that sometimes." So it's like,
And
it's
you were
very,
like, of course he does. The night that I'm here, he does
Yeah.
that.
and it was a weird mix of music. It was like German punk and then polka music, and like it was one thing you could get into a rhythm in your brain and just shut down, but it was like changing all the time.
So what projects are you working on directly next for you?
Well, I have a video that I shot after I left the Biennale, and I drove from there to Vegas to visit my son. And on the way, I almost ran out of gas because it's a long stretch with no gas stations. And I wound up at a place called Desert Center, which is an abandoned, it's got a really interesting story. This is just going to be sort of like an overview primer on Desert Center because someday I want to do a
Okay.
real video on it.
Yeah.
And it was a place, a guy named, oh shit, I forgot his name. I can't remember. Once you start trying to think of a name, the harder you think of it, it runs away from you. Anyway, this guy, Desert Steve, that was his name.
Okay.
And he was a farmer who was going from one town to LA, and his 1918 truck broke down by this miner's well. It was just like a well with some water. And that guy helped him stay alive and fed him while he got his truck repaired. And on his way home, he bought that land from the guy, and he said, "I can make a little an emergency rest stop or something here." And he turned it in. He tried to develop this little, commercial area, and then the highway department decided to move the proposed road 5 miles south because it was better land.
Yeah.
So his town 5 miles south to where the current Desert Center is. And it was the buildings that are like from the 70s or,
Okay.
and there's a whole backstory on it. We could go on, but
Well, I'm looking at the pictures now, so it looks pretty interesting. So yeah, that'll be cool
yeah,
to work
You
You
on.
said it was called what? Desert Center?
Desert
Yeah.
Center.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I want to see it.
I shot some video just on a random off ramp called Wild Wash Road between LA and Vegas. And I've always looked to the side and thought, those rocks are cool. Why are those abandoned campers there? And so on my way home from visiting my son another time, I just started poking around. I have all that content. So I'm way behind. I spend way too much time editing because being in the ad business, I'm used to wanting to make the cuts feel right. And none of my videos are perfect, but I am proud of the detail and
Right. Yeah, you have some good videos. I've noticed. I was telling Terry about some of that.
Yeah.
The
Thank you.
detail you put on there.
It
Yeah.
looks cool. It reminds me. Have you ever been through Amboy?
Yes.
Yes, that's what it reminds me of. Roy's. When I first saw it, I was like, "That looks like Amboy," which is
Yeah.
a
it has that
weird
North
little
Country
town.
look to it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it though. It's got a creepy. I like old signs.
Yeah.
That's like one of
Well,
my favorite things.
This year is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So I also want to go, not the whole route, but maybe up to Seligman or one of those towns and back. Anyway,
It seems like one time Terry and I, were we on Route 66 at one point? When
Probably it's kind of broken up, but he and I took the 40 out here
the
from
40 is the
Virginia.
road that replaced Route 66, and you do cross Route 66 a bunch of times.
Okay.
Like Amboy
Yeah.
is Route 66.
Yeah, because we went through Amarillo because we stopped at what's it called? Cadillac Ranch.
Oh, that's
No,
cool.
we stopped, and then we also went to Superior, Arizona as well.
Oh yeah, because you wanted to go where the movie was filmed.
Yeah, there was a movie called U-Turn. It's an Oliver Stone movie, and
Oh.
takes place in this little desert town, Superior, Arizona.
It's funny
And
if you
the-
like quirky movies.
The town is exactly like I thought it would, like the movie was, like exactly. And it was kind of out of the way, but we went up there and we stayed in this little eclectic little motel, and it was a lot of fun.
That would be so funny if they had a slum part of the town called Inferior.
Yeah, it was a cool little place. Like it was just surreal. As far, but I thought California was like that as well. Like everything just seemed like you were in a movie.
Well,
It definitely feels like that here.
Yeah, like
desert
it
does
looks like
preserve
it.
things.
What was that?
Yeah.
The desert does preserve things pretty well.
And I really like the desert landscape.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, it's been nice having you on tonight. You're welcome back anytime. Please
Okay.
let us know when you've got some videos and stuff, and we'll definitely promote that. And
Awesome.
you want to give out some plugs right now?
Visit Desert Trippin' on YouTube and like, share, subscribe, usual.
Yep.
And
So
yeah, if you
please,
want to come back on, we're on every Sunday and Wednesday at
I
9
love it. Yeah.
p.m., 12
We'll do a
there.
follow-up, Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Sundays
Yeah.
and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. On the west, midnight on the east. So Joe, thank you for joining tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. Good to see you guys. Nice to meet you, Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. And that was Joe. It was pretty interesting. He
Yeah.
has a lot of cool videos up there. I would suggest everyone go on there. We will put a link on the page. You can put a link in the Spotify if you want to as well. It is Joe Boy BUI Desert Trippin'. So he has a lot of cool videos. And the desert, like I really do like the desert landscape. I knew that I liked it before I actually, drove through it and drove out there.
Yeah.
Um, but being in where I've been is not even anything close to like where you live now.
No, this is,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
I lived in the
words.
LA area for a while, and this is different. Like right now, it's still like 95 degrees out, and it's like 10 o'clock here. It's a totally different landscape.
Yeah, yeah,
Like everything that you get used to working to stay cool or hydrated, you have to recalibrate
yeah.
constantly.
Now I'd say out there, like if they wanted to, if they're out doing stuff, even if hydrated well, they could probably lose several pounds in one day, couldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, that's truthfully in the summer, I don't try to lose weight. It's like it's difficult to eat when it's hot.
Yeah,
It really
yeah,
is. You just want to drink a lot of fluid, so you kind of end up just flushing yourself out.
yeah. I
It's
think
a
it's.
great diet. It
Hmm.
really is. It works.
Yep. So Terry, it's been a good show. Everyone, thanks for tuning in tonight. We had a lot of viewers tonight. Go to Salty Tonight on Spotify and YouTube, Facebook. Also, check out the other people's show on Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok. And yeah, check out my friend Felicia's show. She's only going to be having like one or two more shows before her surgery.
Is she
So
coming back after her surgery?
yeah, she's going to come back after that. We had the late date. We wrapped up season 2 tonight. So, but yeah, it was good having Joe on. And Terry, it's been fun. You have
It's been a good
anything you
one.
want to add?
No, not really.
All right, you all have a
Not
good night.
really. Okay, we may be back Saturday.
Oh, that's right. We could be back
Yeah.
Saturday. A good chance.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So you all
All
have a
right.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.